Hi, Sean Winter here, and welcome to my tutorial on how to build cheap and effective precision and rail trainers. This is my precision trainer I bought, or I made, out of scrap pieces of wood in my parents' backyard last year before the Yamakasi workshop. And this right here is my rail trainer I built. I'm going to actually improve upon this design because if you can't tell, my thing pivots, and that's the last thing you want when you decide you're going to jump a good distance to something. So, the things you're going to need is a hammer and nails if you don't have a drill and screws. The supplies you need are relatively cheap. You can go and pick up a 2x4 or 4x4 if you prefer, or 2x6, pretty much any nice piece of wood from one of those bigger hardware stores for about $5 to $14, depending on what wood you actually get. Me personally, I found this stuff out back in my new house. Whoever was here before me left me a lot of random scraps. Yay for me, and at the same time, terrible for me. I just went and picked up a variety of galvanized drywall screws. I use drywall compared to all the other ones just because they're cheap and they're extremely effective. But I have different sizes. I have a medium, and I have the long ones, and then I have a shorter one, which we probably won't use today. I just need more. The medium range ones we're going to actually use for the assembling the precision trainers. You also need a saw, and if you want to be exact, a measuring tape. For me, I'm just going to cut one slat of wood to about the length I want it, and then I'm going to turn around and cut another one, and then use that one to measure my last piece. That way the two legs are the same size. I guess it really doesn't matter, but if you want it to look somewhat professional, just do it that way. Alright. I'm going to get to cutting wood. Okay, as you can see, got all my wood cut. These are pretty well even. Got this one. Now from here, what I'm going to do is pretty much just lay the wood out to where I want it to sit. I usually leave about an inch or two at the end of each one. It's kind of a personal preference. But this time I'm going to go ahead and just make it flush with the edges. So you try to get it as even in the middle as possible on both ends. Then you're going to take your screws, the medium length ones, because you don't want to get the long ones. They will completely punch through like both of these. So pick you up some medium ones. I usually use 3 on each end. Like a triangle. It keeps it sturdy and keeps it from pivoting, so. Okay, as you can see, I went ahead and squared up the wood here. So now what I'm going to do is put one pretty much right here, somewhat close to one side. See if I can actually use this drill today. But put it somewhat to one side, and then drive it in. Same thing near the other edge. If I can use this drill. And then a third one, like kind of between them, to make a triangle. There, now this one's pretty sturdy and straight, and we're just going to do the same thing to the other end real quick. Get you a few long screws. Now I'm going to put these in as like a spike so that these don't move. I don't have this in my other one because I use it on concrete a lot. So spike. This will hopefully, I haven't ever tried it because like I said, I don't have it on my other end. This will hopefully become better traction so that they don't slide whenever you jump to them. Yeah, see, that works excellently for that side. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same to the other side. As you can see from the bottom of these, we now have like traction spikes so that when you're making bigger precisions, you won't fall down. Now I'm going to show you how to build you some inexpensive rail trainers. Alright, next I'm going to show you how to do the precision rails. First you need to get you a rail. This is actually a piece of galvanized fence rod that I bought from the store. It came in a 15-foot increment, and I wound up cutting it down to size with a hacksaw. You're going to need something that will cut metal to do this. If not, ask them to cut it at the store. Most likely they will oblige you. I've already cut down our bases because, as you've seen in the last one, it's tedious and takes me forever. And last, I have these. They're little brackets for electrical stuff. You can probably find this on like the side of your house near your electrical box or something. I went and picked some up from the store. They make excellent brackets to keep the pole from moving back and forth, because in this I'm going to use 3 screws in each end as I did with the precision trainer, and I'll go through and show you why as I do it. Alright, what I'm going to do here is I have a drill bit for drilling through metal, and I am going to place a hole probably about a 1/4 inch in on each end of this. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and move to about 2 inches in, because I'm going to put the holding screw, the one that holds the pole from rotating, on the inside. That way it has less chance of busting the outer metal off this pipe. So you're going to give this a good that went through rather quickly and rather easy. And drill down. I kind of went into the woods, so back out a bit. So, as you can see, got us a hole through each side of the pipe. Now, one of the screws is going to pass through here, and it'll keep this from rotating. The band is actually to keep it from the pole from jarring back and forth and stop from snapping this one. I'm going to do the exact same thing on this other side here. So I've completed the holes on both ends. So what I'm going to do now is flip over the bases since I drill holes in each side of them. And another good key factor is to make sure when you're doing this that your holes are lined up. Alright, now that I got the two ends screwed in to the wood so that they don't move, the brackets I'm going to put in are pretty much for support to keep it from you actually snapping these screws off, because I don't know if you know this, but metal, these screws will snap off somewhat easy if not reinforced. So what we're going to do is go ahead and reinforce that. I think I hit a knot on this first side here, that's why it's doing this. So I'm going to back out, reposition, and go ahead and drill back in. So, straightened up the bit. Good, solid. Not moving at all. It's about what you want. So I'm going to flip around this other end and put on the last bracket, and then I'll go ahead and add the spikes and stuff for grip, just like we did on the precision trainers. And here you go. You now have a good set of rails. So now I'm just going to go ahead and drive those spikes in. Once again, using the long screws. I actually believe I ran out of screws, so pretty much we're going to stick with 4 on one side, and well, as you can see here, we have like 4 in a row on one side and these on another. So now you have a decent rail. Alright, so I finished with my precisions and my rails. So what I'm going to do now is demonstrate. Now you can see the ones that are different colors that are not the wood tones or my old ones, and they don't have spikes in them, so hopefully I don't die while attempting this. As you can see, my precision needs work. Good thing I built these new trainers. So, see you later.